Hello, it's Sunday, September 6th. Today our Bible reading is Job chapter 42. It'd be a good idea for you to read this chapter on your own. If you want to read online, I've provided a link right in the description of this video. With Job 42, we've come to the end of the book of Job. Job has gone through incredible suffering, and he has spent a lot of time expressing just how much pain and misery he's gone through. He's asked questions about what God is up to. He said he doesn't understand what God is doing. He's talked about the pain that he has and says that it feels like God is treating him unfairly, that God is giving him way worse suffering than he deserves. Finally, God has spoken. We talked about that yesterday, and Job says, I've heard from God, and I'm not going to ask more questions. I realize that what God has done is beyond my understanding. And then God says that he's pleased with Job. He's still pleased with Job because Job hasn't come up with these pat answers that claim to understand, like, oh, this is how God must be working. Job has been honest. Job has asked questions, but Job has still maintained his faith in God. And so God says that he's pleased with Job. He defends Job. He vindicates Job in front of Job's friends. And then God blesses Job. God gives him even more stuff than he had before. God gives him even more, gives him more children, just as many children as he had before. And so we see that God is at work, that God brings blessing after all of the suffering. But again, the book of Job doesn't give us answers. God still never explains why he allows all this stuff to happen in Job's life. But Job is able to trust God. And that's what God calls us to do, to trust him, to trust that he has a plan. I trust that even when we suffer, that God can bring good afterwards. And we have an even greater reason to trust because we can read and trust and believe in the work of Jesus Christ. That Jesus comes between us and God and brings us to God. And Jesus, in rising from the dead, has promised us that God will set everything right, that God will do away with all suffering. And so we have hope, even though we still have questions. So that's my thought with today's reading. If you've got thoughts or comments of your own, please feel free to share them. Otherwise, thanks again for watching. I hope that you're having a great day.